Go. So, decided to start doing little videos about truth, about living in the Philippines. And I'm going to try and do one a day for a while and see how this works out. So, I've been here 7 years. I literally came here with two suitcases. I met my wife when I was here a month and a half earlier, and we got married. I don't know, I think about a month of the time I got back, and it's been happy ever since. Um, Things that you could do in the Philippines that you can't do in the U.S. One, you could send your 18-year-old daughter to college and afford it. About 4 years of college for a pharmacist, about $25,000, give or take a little bit. That includes room and board, the college tuition, all her shit she needs, plus an allowance of $100 a week. Um, that's something you can't do in the U.S. You can't pay that small of a college, city college. She went to St. Louis, Missouri College, so that's a pretty good Catholic school. One of the best accredited ones around here, anyway. There's a lot of good about living here. First of all, people are really very nice, very willing to help you. Um, it's just a nice place. It's comfortable and happy. I keep seeing all these Americans that are, I want to say they're dissatisfied with living in the Philippines. And all I can say about that is if you don't like it, leave. I prefer less Americans in the Philippines anyway because they come here and they screw it up mostly. The newbies come and they think everybody needs to get a huge tip, and that's one thing that's bad for the economy here. I mean, it's a nice gesture, but when you give a 50 peso taxi driver, tricycle driver, $20 tip, yeah, that's not good. And I've seen it happen more than once. Um, Nobody wants dollar bills here. Don't even bother bringing them because you can't cash them in. Nobody will take a dollar bill. The cash changers won't touch a dollar bill. It's stupid. So you give them a dollar bill, they go, oh, thanks. It's like dumb. The weather's hot, pretty much consistently between 80 and 85, 88 degrees, something like that, every day. I like it. Doesn't hit shirtless. The beaches are really pretty. I have only seen one beach that I don't really think is clean. It's not dirty, but to my standards, I don't really like it very much. I prefer to go to other places. There's a place here called San Juan. It's just like going to Santa Cruz, California. I mean, it's set up basically the same. It's the surf capital of this island, which is very cool. So there's surfers and bikini girls and bars and restaurants along the beach edge. The beach is pristine, very clean, no garbage on it, no cans and bottles. You're not even supposed to drink on the beach, so you don't see that. There's no cigarette butts and bottle caps, all the shit you see in the U.S. Another thing there isn't here is drugs. You guys in the U.S. would understand this. There is no drugs here, no drug addicts. I mean, I guess maybe there might be in Manila. There's a crank problem somewhat in Manila, nothing like in the U.S. Crank problem in Manila is probably like one crank addict every 100,000 people or something, if it's that much. There's no weed, no marijuana, no nothing like that, except in one city. That's Kalinga. It's up in the mountain province. It's about 6 hour drive from here, and you can smoke all the weed in that city you want. It's like legal because it's been grandfathered in for centuries, I guess. And also the lady that did this tattoo right here, she's 109 or 115 or something. She's does it by hand with a piece of bamboo and a little thumper club, and costs you like 500, 10 bucks or 8 bucks or something. So that's pretty cool. There's my wife. Say hi,
Hi,
wife. We're live. Yes.
I'm going and I am 1,000 for
Oh, for shopping. Okay. Okay. She's going to the market. That's one of the nice things about here too is the market is all the fresh stuff, vegetables, meat, whatever. It's really cool. My wife drives a little 125 motor scooter that I bought her. It's brand new, and well, it's a year old now, I think. Um, and all the girls here, I would say 99.9% of the girls here, no matter their age, up until maybe 60, and I even see older ones driving them, ride motorcycles and scooters. It's just part of the culture. Every guy here, I don't think I've ever met a man here that doesn't ride a motorcycle. Motorcycles are cheap, they're easy to buy. Anybody can get credit if you can't afford a new one. They sell repos, they sell used motorcycles all over the place, so that's kind of a nice feeling. And they have bigger motorcycles, like I've got a big one, and you pay for what you get. I think mine costs about $7,000 or something. But on the average, you can buy a motorcycle brand new here for about $1,000. A little more, a little less, 2,000 for a pretty nice one. Everybody's got sidecars. Not everybody, but a lot of people have sidecars. I actually build sidecars in my garage, which is a hobby, I guess. We own a very trippy house. It's a castle, actually, and you can look in the back of me. You can see that's a merry-go-round in my living room. Don't ask. You can have anything you want here. If you have an imagination and a pencil and paper and you can draw it, somebody can build it. And it's just a case of what you want, you know. My property that we have was given to us by my wife's family, her mom actually. It's about an acre, a little over an acre, and it was a rice field. Now it's a jungle. My wife's planted trees and plants and everything you can imagine. It's beautiful here, absolutely pretty. One of these days I'll do a video so you can see it. We've got jacuzzis, real hot. As a matter of fact, one of my jacuzzis next to me is a hot jacuzzi, and then upstairs I have a cold dip jacuzzi. We have a sauna as well. So you can have anything. I mean, I have a normal income for the U.S. Here, it's a lot of money. I also get Social Security every month. So the Social Security pretty much pays all the bills, and my income pretty much is our play money. So, and we like to play. We drive down the road and see something we want to buy. We just stop and buy it. It's kind of a cool feeling. You can have, for those of you who like to shoot air rifles, you can own air rifles here. I mean, I have like, I don't know, 7 or 8 of them. Also, airsoft is really big here. They have very high power airsoft rifles here. We have a fishing pond, so you can shoot the air rifles with darts, and we shoot the fish out of the fish pond instead of going down and fishing. It's easier to shoot them. That's kind of fun. Lynn's got some family in the United States. Michelle, if you watch this, hello. I got something that says this message is held for review. Let's see what it says. I don't know. It doesn't say anything. Show. Oh, let's see what it says. I'm gonna show it. I have no idea what it says. It's some bunch of letters. I don't know. You guys can write whatever you want. I'll read it if you want. Anyway, the Philippines is easy to live here. You can use American ATM cards in the ATM machines. Most banks, once you tell them you're out of the country, they don't care anymore. I got a notification from Wells Fargo about a year ago, said I didn't need to notify them anymore, that they understand I live here now. That's cool. I run a business in the U.S. and I do it over the cell phone. Guys come here and they immediately go to the airport and they buy a SIM card. Yeah, that's dumb. Just connect to the Wi-Fi. For $20, you can buy a portable Wi-Fi, like a hotspot, like we used to have in the U.S. And then you got Wi-Fi calling, and you can call anywhere in the United States, anywhere your area code is. I have area codes for Washington, Oregon, California, and Northern and Southern California. I have phones for each one. And I call hour after hour. It doesn't cost me a penny. I just pay my Metro PCS phone bill. A lot of guys that live here don't know this, so they pay the ridiculous amount of money to get a phone service specifically for where they are. Don't need it. There's a lot of good stuff here, though. Recreationally wise, there's more stuff to do here than you can imagine. You can walk. Everybody's friendly. There's virtually no crime. Big cities got crime like everywhere, but in the provinces like where we live, there's not really any crime here. I mean, a big issue was a few months ago somebody stole some girl's motorcycle. We don't know the whole story, but I'm sure she had something to do with it. Um, it's very simple here. I used to walk every morning at 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd walk for 2 or 3 hours. And I met a lot of people, all friends, friendly, you know, hey, how you doing? Sit down, have coffee with us, that kind of a situation. Um, the kids here, like back in the 70s, are outside at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night playing or watching their phones or interacting with other kids. They're not just sitting in one place with their phone in their face, not talking to each other. Here they all have friends, and they do stuff. They go to the coffee shop, they go to McDonald's, they, you know, catch a tricycle, and, you know, for 50 pesos, which is $1 about, you can take a ride to town and go to McDonald's and get yourself a burger, and 50 pesos more and go home. So the kids do that here, you know. It's the lifestyle and kind of the norm for kids to be kids. You can have anything done here. Body work on your car's cheap. I had my truck remodeled into making it a 4-seater. It cost me $100, I think, to have a body work done. Had a windshield put in my new car. Insurance covered all of it, but $30. So we covered that. That was a deductible. What else? Things are just cheaper here. I'm having one of my bikes completely painted. And the guy did it extremely good 4 years ago. It's not even have a scratch in it yet. It's still a really good paint job. And he charged me $80 to paint the bike. He had it for a month. But when it came back, it was beautiful. Seriously pristine. So that's all doable here. Electronics. I tell people that I think that the Philippines is about 10 years ahead of the United States as far as electronics are concerned. Electronics and just the technology, because it's the testing ground for China. China gets a new product, we have it. You know, so we get to figure out if it's any good. We don't have the trip that the United States has about getting shit from China here, which is kind of nice. And for getting stuff repaired, I have a set of Sony, or I think they're Sony speakers, I think. They're pretty expensive. I paid about $300 a piece for them. More? I think I paid more. And one of them stopped working about a month ago. I went to the place I bought it. I said, hey, it's 3 years old. 2 years old, 3 years old. I said, hey, it doesn't work. Can you get it fixed? Yeah, bring it down. I brought it down. They sent it out to Sony to have it repaired. And, it's Samsung, sorry. And they sent it out and had it repaired, brought it back. And it's perfect now. It cost me $20. I think it was $16. And they even offered to deliver it to the house for free. So you can get everything. We've got a front loader washing machine that my wife uses every day for like 3 years. We had the belt break a couple times. You don't see dishwashers here. They're not really needed. A dishwasher here, they call it the daughter. It's I don't know, you guys. If you have problems with the thoughts of being in the Philippines, slide me a note and I'll tell you what I think if you have a question. And I see nothing here says hi. Hey, hi. There's a bunch of other ones, but I can't really read what they're saying. Oh, it just says nothing here said hi. I don't know what that means. Anyway, it's a nice place to live. I'll never go back to the United States. I don't see any point to going back there and working hard and busting my ass and ending up with nothing. I don't like the thought. You poor guys in the United States, you know what I'm talking about. You work, pay your bills, broke, work. You don't get any recreation. Here, if we want to go to the movies, we go to the movies. We have absolutely gorgeous malls here. They're pretty. They got theaters. Matter of fact, the one that's the closest to us, about 30 minutes away, has a brand new theater in it. And then the one that's an hour and a half away has got, what do you call it? X-Max? IMAX theater, the big screen wraparound. And so we go there sometimes to watch movies. It's pretty incredible to watch. So we have all the same stuff. The malls here are beautiful. They're like the malls of the 70s and 80s. I think I said this in my last video. They're like the 70s and the 80s in the Philippines, of the U.S. The highways are beautiful. There's not any, garbage on the roads. It's like the highways back in the 70s and 80s in the U.S. Clean, sculptured, landscaped, all pretty. Lots of banana trees here, lots of coconut trees. Like I said, we live in the provinces, so it's quiet. We have rice fields around us pretty much everywhere. So we hear sometimes the pumps are running or the tractors are out and running, but it just adds to the feeling of being in the Philippines. I like it a lot. I've even run one of the, it's a little hand tractor. I've run that a few times. I don't know. It's just a nice lifestyle here. And you guys, if you have questions, ask me. Living here now, you can fly into the country. Well, you could before. You don't need a visa, just a passport. They give you 30 days. And if you want an extension, you can get a 30-day extension. I think you can go do that twice before you have to fly out. And then you'll have to fly out for an hour. You can fly to, Vietnam, or you can fly to Thailand. $100 round trip or $200 round trip, and come back and start over again. You don't have an outstay where you have to be gone for a year. You can just be gone for a day, and they don't, that's fine. You just leave the country. So you guys, like, if you're in California, you drive to Nevada. That's a holiday. Here, you want a holiday, you could fly to Thailand, Taiwan, North Korea, China. They're all accessible for a couple $100 round trip. So a lot of people do that for vacations. I haven't done my vacationing. I'm not really that much of a traveler anymore. I just like my house and my wife and my family here. And if they want to go somewhere, that's fine. I let them. I don't stop them. We can deal with that. That's cool. And I understand that the United States just cut a deal last year or the year before with the Philippines and other Asian countries where they can fly from here to there with no visa needed. And Philippines hasn't finished the paperwork, last I heard, but sooner or later they're going to be able to go back and forth there and stay 30 days in the U.S. to visit relatives. It's cool. I feel sorry for you guys in the United States with all the shit you deal with and all of the headaches and problems and oh my God, all the drug addicts. None of that's here. It's quiet and happy and simple. I sit right here in my little chair and I shoot out the window and I shoot the rats in the cherry tree at nighttime. We have the rice rats like to climb up in the cherry tree and eat the cherries. And so that's okay. I don't care. It gives me something to do. I can trap a few feeding my snakes. I have some big pythons. I'm going to put some new stuff out in the field. I'm going to put in a boxing ring for street beefs, which is any two guys that want to fight each other, they can get in the ring and beat the shit out of each other, and at the end shake hands. One's a winner, one's a loser. Shake hands, no more beef, as they say. So we're setting that up. Talked to the mayor about it already to get permits. So we're going to do that. Maybe some other stuff. There's some competition slap fighting I like to watch, so I may set that up as well. That's kind of interesting. If you guys don't know what it is, you might look into it. So it's called Street Beefs, and the other one is just competition slap fighting. It's pretty cool to watch. All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to go. It's been 19 minutes, almost 20 minutes. I'm going to do this again tomorrow or the next day. And if you have any questions, send them to me in a text. Let me know, and I will get back to you on it. See what happens. Okay? You have a good day. So I tried to turn this off yesterday, and it didn't work, but we're going to try it again. And see you later.